I don't understand. Like, no part of me will ever sit here and be like, I can't do something, or I won't do something because it's like too hard for me. They don't really understand the amount of hours that we put in outside of just, studying for an exam or just even going to class. But I'd say that's definitely the hardest part, is just having that schedule and staying committed to that schedule. He risked his life in a communist country to get over here and have a family in America and a better land and a better future for himself. I just kept stacking days, and I got a little bit better, and I got a little bit happier, and yeah, everything just fell on top of each other. It was great.
What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to the Alpha Podcast. This is episode 2, Built Different. Everybody likes to say they're different, but not everyone can live that way. Everyone posts grind quotes and all that stuff, but very few people actually live it.
Yeah, today we're bringing in someone who's about it every day, student athlete Arber Lekani. And later we're going to talk to Coach Garner about what he sees from student athletes behind the scenes, because being built different isn't about being loud. It's about standards.
Yeah.
Arber, welcome to the Alpha Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's start simple. Who are you? What do you play? What's your journey been like to get here?
My name's Arber. I play nickel outside linebacker. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Journey's been everywhere, coming in as a freshman. Definitely not easy. It's just going through, like being a freshman on a football team, everyone kind of goes through it. So, dealing with school and grades, going to class, and then also just dealing with some side personal stuff, like stuff in my life actually going on. Journey's definitely been a rough road, but every part about it's been 100% worth it. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
That's great. How has it been from home? What, 4.5 hours?
4.5 to 5. If I hit that Columbia traffic, it's about 5 hours away. So
yeah, this stuff ain't no fun.
No, not at all. No, not at all. That's why you got to leave in the morning or at night.
Yeah,
and then you'll.
We always make the drive. We usually leave about 11 p.m. and we're there by the time the sun comes up.
Oh yeah, it's good. So,
all right. Well, welcome to the Alpha Podcast. Let's get into it.
Yeah. All right, hey, Arber. So walk us through a day in your life, man. Tell me a little bit about what a day looks like for Arber Lekani.
All right. So right now in the off season, it's, I'm waking up usually at 8 a.m. class or a 9 a.m. class, or just meetings with, Coach Clark. So I'll wake up, go to my meetings, 7 a.m. meetings, go to my 8 a.m. classes, go get some breakfast. And then I got to find time to take a nap. To be honest, I'm a huge nap guy. I think naps are great. Gives me some energy for practice later. Definitely go get some food later on in the day, get some lunch at the caf. And then usually I like to go do rehab here and there just to make my body feel fresh. And then I always spend about an hour before, lifts or other meetings in Coach Grove's office, just talking with Lou and Clark and Coach Miles, and just chop it up with them for a little bit, talk to Coach Clark for a little bit, just hang out, go to lifts, go to meetings, go to practice, go get food with the team after, which is honestly probably my favorite part of the day, is just eating with the guys after. And then definitely go play some Xbox.
Oh yeah. What do you play?
Maybe do homework, but no, definitely get homework done. I play Rocket League and Minecraft. Those are the two for me.
Like it.
Rocket League's great. It's hard. I'm not great at it, but Minecraft's a good. Me and my buddy Wyatt, we got a good realm going where we just casually grind here and there. It's pretty nice.
You just kind of veg out playing it.
Well, I mean, here and there. I can't lie. There's it's the 2-week phase. You ever heard of that in Minecraft? And every year you go through your 2-week phase.
Oh, yeah.
And my 2-week phase is passed, but it's like the realm is too good. I'm making an 18-hole golf course right now.
Oh, that's
sweet.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm grabbing like holes, like famous holes, like the church pew holes at what's it called? Oakmont. It's like hole 3 and 4, I think, or 14 and 13.
You doing
awesome.
Amen Corner?
I got Amen Corner, par 3. I got my home course in Myrtle Beach at Prestwick, hole 9, par 5. Yeah, I got a bunch. It's sweet. So
I like Prestwick. Played it a couple times.
You played Prestwick before?
Yeah.
It's hard, dude. PDOT courses are hard.
Yeah. It's a good course though.
Oh, it's solid. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So what's the hardest part about being a student athlete nobody talks about?
I was actually just talking in the locker room with Teamer about this the other day. Is like the fact that, we'll go wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go to our 5 a.m. lifts, and we'll be killing ourselves hitting legs at 5:30, 6 in the morning, and then we got to go to class, and it's like nobody around us knows like they think we're athletes and we have egos and this and that, but like they don't know what we have to do outside of just school. and not, being like a regular student is hard in general,
Yeah.
dealing with classes and even like trying to go find a job and just pay for the things here and there. But they don't understand, like, my day is a lot of school, but it's like before my day starts with school is football. In between my day of school is football.
Football.
At the end of my day is
Football.
football. And it's like, even if I'm home and I'm done with my homework and everything, there's still more in the playbook I can still go in and learn. I still got to watch huddle and look at my practice, see what I did, what I didn't do. And it's like they don't really understand the amount of hours that we put in outside of just, studying for an exam or just even going to class. Um, but I'd say that's definitely the hardest part is just having that schedule and staying committed to that schedule. And that's why, a lot of guys from high school to college, they can't make it 4 years just
Yeah.
because they can't adapt to a schedule.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things I've noticed being a head coach is the freshmen that come in. It's a hard transition for some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them have had it pretty easy in high school, different things like that, and then
Yeah.
they come in here and it's real school. It's a lot of work, and some of it's a little bit of different type of work. So
Yeah.
like the guys coming in, and makes it a little bit of a tough transition for them.
Yeah.
We try to support them everywhere we can. We got study hall and all that for the
Mhm.
guys, but hey, you got to want to do the work on your own.
You
right?
have to.
You got to be able to put it in on your own too.
Yeah.
So I want to get into some deeper questions.
Yeah, shoot them.
Who are you outside of your sport? So football.
I'd say the biggest thing is, I'm a man of faith. God, especially the past year, I'd say, especially this summer, has been just an absolute huge part. I mean, you can even ask Coach Garner. The beginning of this year was definitely rough going for me, just dealing with financial stuff with my parents, and I'm not wanting to put them in any type of financial problems or anything, and then even just being on the field, and then just if I were slack in class, I'd say the biggest thing of who I am is just a man of faith and a man of God. But football is a huge part of my personality. Sports in general is a huge part of my personality. Um, Doing this every day, during the fall is, even from when I started in the 7th grade till now, has just been the biggest blessing of my life, having just sports in general in my life. So outside of sports, I like to golf. I like to golf a lot. I like
Is
to
that not a
hang out.
sport?
Yeah, but it's like it's a hobby too, because it's like, I don't do it competitive unless, me and my buddies put some money on a round or anything. But um I like going to the beach a lot. I'll go to I go to the beach all the time. I live at the beach. Yeah, I like eating food. That's
Yeah.
outside of sports. This is kind of my life, and I love my personality being an athletic person,
Yeah.
being an athlete. Being in the game of just any type of sport or athletic, competition. It's just that's who I am. So yeah.
Do you let football define you being an athlete, or is that just what you do?
I wouldn't say I let it define me. I definitely do have a lot of pride towards what I do as being a football player, being an athlete. And I do take a lot of pride in what football players have to do. I think it's the greatest sport in the world. You can take a big 400-pound dude and he's got a spot on our team, or you can take the skinniest little dude and he can be our kicker and he's got a spot on the team.
Or one of our receivers,
or a receiver. Or we do like skinny receivers.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, even like that, and even when you're done with the sport, you can have someone who just wasn't great at football, but they can make an amazing coach. And it's like that part of the game is like they can still change lives, being a coach and still putting in to the sport even when they're not playing anymore. And that to me is the Bible says pride isn't a great thing to have. That was, the first sin.
Oh yeah.
But I think the way I talk about pride is, I'm very like, I'm happy, and I take a lot of just what's around me, and I take what football has, and I don't want to take it for granted. So I take that opportunity that I have, and I'm very grateful for it.
You're proud of the position you put yourself
Absolutely.
in.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm proud of the position that I put myself in, and the position that the guys around me keep me in, and the position that God has had me in.
Well, and football is a very inclusive sport because there's so many moving parts to it.
It's unbelievable.
More than a sport.
Yeah.
It can be ran like a business almost.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much. I never played football. I grew up watching it my whole life, and here I am running the marketing and social
Yeah.
media. It's
Yeah.
something that I don't have not one bit of experience
Yeah.
in, but am part of a bigger group of people.
And it brings so much too.
100%. There's something in it for everybody.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can have a big 400-pounder. You can have a 115-pound dude out there running routes. You can have everything in between. You got different cultures. It's a melting pot. So I think it's a great sport. It's made me who I am today by being able to play football, because I grew up in a small town. So just being able to go to college and play football and being around those guys, and then having the opportunity to play in the NFL, like it just I get to experience so much more.
You experienced the whole thing.
Exactly.
You did every level of football you can do, and you experienced it all for multiple years. And so it
was a blessing, man.
Absolutely.
It was a blessing in more ways than one. Not just financially, because I can secure the future for my family, but because of like I said, the eyes that it opened in my own self. Like I got to see different cultures from all over the United States, from over the world. Like I've played with a bunch of international guys too. So yeah, I think football is it's awesome that it's a melting pot like that. Even here, like we got guys from all over the world here on the team too. Like we had a guy from Ireland last year, a guy from Denmark, Australia.
We had Vinny. Vinny was from the UK before he got here. Yeah, he was from the UK before the new coaching staff came in. He was here. We loved him.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was great. He was like such a key part to just like the team outside of football. Like it's like, different culture comes in. It's not just the same Southern kid or just someone from South Carolina. It's like, dude, you're from the UK.
Oh yeah, across the pond.
Across the pond.
Well, and as cheesy as it sounds, it really is a family. I mean, I had a guy last year invited me to come to Thanksgiving with him.
Okay.
Didn't take him up on it, but there was the offer there. I talked about not liking Thanksgiving just because it's a stressful holiday of tons of family, and he was like, "Come to my Thanksgiving, I'll show you how we get down." I mean, it's just a big family, and it's inclusion from day one. Even if you got to get brought into it, but you're still part of the family from day one.
Absolutely.
Now that's something that we tried to build here too, is just build that inclusive culture, that player-led culture. I want y'all to own that locker room and everything like that. So that's kind of been my mindset since I took over as a head coach here, is just try to get y'all to buy into each other. That's the biggest thing. If you don't care what we say as coaches, as long as y'all are going out there and playing for each other, you're going to have some success. Now you start buying into what we're teaching you too, then you have some great success. So that's where we got to keep progressing and doing much better at that.
And even you giving us opportunities off the football field, because in my opinion, we spend a lot of the time together doing football stuff, but it's like I said earlier, going out to eat to the calf and just sitting there for an hour, just chopping it up with the guys, like that's what creates the team bonding, in my opinion. Yeah. We can, I can trust Teamer to go out there and make a tackle. Like that's cool. But it's like, I want to know who Teamer is off the football field. I want to know what his life is like at home. Like I want to know the type of guy who he wants to be when he's older. Like, small questions, like even just knowing, how many kids do you want to have? Do you even want to get married? Like just like small things, it just builds such a connection. And it's like, that is, that's going to be the hardest part, I think, for me when I'm done with everything, is not being around the same 100 guys, 120 guys every single day anymore. And I think that part's going to kill me, so.
That's a big part of transitioning out of at any point, because at the end of the day, football ends for everybody.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you're not going to be able to continue to play this game, no matter how long you play. Like, look, Tom Brady played for 20 some years in the NFL, and it ended for him. Yeah. So it's going to end one day, and it's a very tough transition. It is, because like for myself, when it ended for me, it ended because of an injury. I wasn't even in the locker room for 2 months before I got cut. So I was already out of it, didn't know if I was going to stick around or not. I'm up seeing a doctor, and then I get called, cut, don't get to go back in the locker room ever again. Yeah. So it's over. And that's the tough thing about the NFL. Luckily for y'all, I think y'all have a chance to build a true brotherhood.
Absolutely.
And get that chemistry together and stay in touch and develop lifelong relationships, man. When I was playing, I had blinders on when I was at Arkansas. So I barely made relationships. I was locked in playing football and doing my computer engineering stuff. Yeah. And then when I got the NFL, same thing. I was blinders, and it's a business at that point. Like it's a grind. Yeah. It's a business. So I spent 7 years in Miami. The locker right next to me, I probably had at least 30 different people in that locker.
Really?
In 7 years. At least 30, maybe
That's
more.
Insane.
Oh, it's crazy, man. It was a revolving door, and then finally it jumped to my seat. Yeah. You know what I mean? But everyone in that locker room is going to end up not allowed in there again. Yeah. So it's just a different mindset and developing those relationships. I think that's part of the reason why I got into coaching. Honestly, I got back around that locker room, and like because the coach's locker room is a microcosm of the players' locker room.
Right.
Like you got guys in there, we're hanging out, getting to chop it up, watching football, getting to teach y'all what we learned playing and everything. I think that's really part of my passion is trying to give back to y'all and to stay involved and around the game because it's something that, I mean, it made me who I am today.
Yeah.
And I think I want to be able to give that to y'all and help y'all with that every day.
Yeah.
So, what has been the darkest or most doubtful moment on your journey here?
I'd say 100% my freshman year, me and my buddies back at home, from the second I moved to South Carolina when I was 8 back in 2013. First class I was in, met one friend, realized he lived in the same neighborhood as me. We both played soccer, became my best friend. And then from him, I met some other guys who live in my neighborhood. My buddies grew up just like with the strongest connection ever. And we still have a super strong connection. And they all went to, Carolina and Clemson to go do their own thing, but they were still together. And, I always told myself, like, I'm going to play college football no matter where it's at. I'm going to play college football. And, I get here and I'm hype, I'm excited, I'm happy to be here. And as time went on, it's like, I'm seeing my friends hanging out here doing things. And I felt, what do they say? I don't know what the phrase is, like feeling left out almost. And
You're on the outside looking in.
yeah, on the outside looking in. And, it was hard because I didn't understand what was for me at North Greenville. I didn't understand like what the journey, like what you said was. I was just like, all right, another season of football, let's go. But like I was used to playing football with my buddies and then after football, hanging out with my buddies. And, I say just being away from them, it put me in a pretty deep place. And the only way that I really got out of it was one, getting closer with God, and two, one of my best friends, Ben, there would be times where, once a week, it would be, any time of the day, usually at night, I'd just go outside and I would just talk to him on the phone for 3 hours. He'd tell me everything about Carolina, of what they're doing, having fun. I'd tell him everything about here. And then we just sit down and I would just tell him every emotion I'm feeling, and then he would be like, dude, I feel the same way. Cause, like college as a freshman, that transition from high school to college, it can be really hard. It can be a lot for a lot of people. So that was definitely the deepest moment for me. It took that whole year for me to really get through, even on the weekends, I'd always, any free weekend, I'm going to go see my friends, I'm going to do something. Cause it's not like I didn't have friends here. I had a great friend group here, but it's just like, but
it's
not
the people you grew up with.
It's not who I grew. It's not who knows me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got a buddy like that. We grew up. I've known him. I mean, as long as I can remember, we played little league together. High school, we were either, if he wasn't at my house, I was at his house. Didn't matter the day of the week. I mean, we were there all the time. And he got a job down in Myrtle Beach, and he moved down there. So that was about a year and a half ago, and it was super tough on like, we worked out together every day. We went to the gym and then we went and grabbed food, or we went and played trivia, this little restaurant across the street. I mean, it was everything we did together. And so when he moved, it was like we only saw each other once every 2-3 months, but it was that talking on the phone on our way home from work, pick up, just even if it's a 20-minute call, or sometimes that 20-minute would turn into 3 hours. I mean, sitting on the couch, we're talking football, we're talking baseball, we're talking whatever's going on at the time. I mean, just, what we did last weekend, what happened, I mean, so finding that person to really talk to and just delve into like, man, it's been a terrible week at work. Like it's been rough, like da 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 da, or he'll come and be like, my assistant quit on me, like I don't know what I'm gonna do, and then it all works out. But having that person to kind of, I guess,
get you through it,
release on, to where it's mutually like it really helps out.
Yeah, and it's different. Like I talk to all my family members every day. I call my sisters every day. I call my mom and I call my dad every day. And, I can sit there and talk to my mom, be like, yeah, mom, I really miss my friends, or just, I'm not really fitting in well here. Or like, I'm not playing well here. I'm not going to play this year. Like small stuff like that, but she's not going to understand it as much as she'll understand it from a mother's perspective.
She gives the mother's input.
She'll give the mother's
okay.
input. Yeah. And then my dad will give the dad's input where it's like, dude, you're a man. Like,
Yeah.
you're fine, dude. Like, this is a small portion of what's going to happen to you.
Oh yeah.
And then you have your friends where you can really sit there and get in depth.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm talking to Ben and I'm like, yeah, man, like you were talking about earlier, I got it really easy in high school, especially my senior year. I get to a school like North Greenville where you have to do your schoolwork. You know what I did my freshman year is I slacked. I thought I could just play football and just, barely talk about XF warnings. Freshman year, I would have been running up downs every single day, every day. And yeah, so it took a lot of like, I'd say grit and just like almost that's what matured me, and so that's like it took a lot of just like self maturity and like what God had to show me of why all this was happening to actually sit there and realize like, this opportunity I have is actually unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Like even though it's, not everyone thinks, oh, I want to play college football. I want to go play at, Clemson, Indiana, Auburn, like bigger schools. But it's like, dude, they don't understand like the connection and the opportunity, the level of football that we play against. Like I was playing in the GSC. We weren't in the Conference Carolinas, we're in the GSC, and they were producing, 15 NFL training camp athletes every single year, national championship teams every single year.
So we talked about last episode how historically tough of a conference that is.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, my first 4 games was Valdosta State, West Florida, West Bama, Delta State. All ranked top 10. And those are my first 4 college football games of my entire life, my freshman year. And then I redshirted. And it was an unbelievable experience. Like I never thought, in my opinion, that D2 could have had that type of level of football teams until I played against them. And I was like, this is unreal. But on the whole journey situation, like it sucked, but like I am so happy that that's what God had for me in my life, because that's what made me who I am today. Because now I've seen plenty of freshmen come in and be in the same hole that I was in. And it's like, now I know, and I'm a talkative person. If I see something wrong with you, whether I know you or not, and you're on the team, I'm going to come up and talk to you. I'm going to say something to you.
Oh yeah.
And just like seeing those guys, and just like I would know what to say. I would know what to do in that situation. And that was just being able to help. And I had John Porter, JP3. He's probably the best teammate, like for me, being there for me I've ever had in my life. And he was, well, obviously before you got here. And it's just the way that he helped me out. He wasn't a 5-star athlete on the field, and I think he's in the Air Force now, which is awesome for him. But just like his character of him being an older guy, he was, I think, a junior or a senior when I was a freshman. I think he was a senior. And like most seniors aren't going to, go up and be best friends with a freshman. That's just not how it's going to happen. First day, he's just happiest dude, always smiling, says what's up to me, wants to go out to eat with me, this and that. And he's just like, he became someone who I can sit there and just talk to, like, hey, like, I'm really struggling with this. Like, you've been here for a while. Like, what can help me? And it was just an everyday thing. My locker was right in front of his. So I could never get away from it. I never wanted to get away from it.
Yeah.
The way he helped me was just unbelievable. And I can't lie, I choked up when he played his last ever game. That was an emotional one for me. But he just having guys like that and just going through that journey and seeing what more football can produce than just football, than just a stat, and just some pictures to post on Instagram. Having that brotherhood, like you were talking about, is so much more worth. I would rather be 0-10 every single season.
I wouldn't want that.
I'd rather be 0-10 every single season and have the best friends that I can ever ask for than be on a championship winning football team and not be friends or know any of the guys on my team.
That's true. I can understand that.
100%.
But I think that there's no way that a championship team gets to that point
Right.
without having
Right.
that
You have
chemistry
to
and
have that
camaraderie.
chemistry to be a
Because
championship team.
you can look at some of the teams that are bought and paid for in the FBS right now.
Yeah.
They're not performing at a level
Mhm.
like Indiana. Like they had a team built together, but obviously they had some NIL, but still they built the team, they grew, they built chemistry as a team. I think
Yeah.
that was something awesome. I want to go back to your journey though. Did you have any like mantra or anything that kind of got you through when you were down? Like something you just said over and over to yourself that you repeated?
Yeah. So my dad has a crazy life story. I think I've told you about it.
Mhm.
It's a long story, so I won't get into it. But seeing what he's been through my parents are from Europe. Seeing what he went through in order to have a life for his children, for me to be able to, like, I'm first generation, for what he did to get to America and have a life for his children and for his family. Like, I don't understand. Like, no part of me will ever sit here and be like, I can't do something, or I won't do something because it's like too hard for me. Because it's like I sit back and I see what he did and I see what he put himself through and what he went through, and it's like, am I really gonna sit here and say I can't go to a 5 a.m. football lift because it's too hard? And he risked his life in a communist country to get over here and have a family in America and a better land and a better future for himself. So I really thought about that. Because he sat down and he talked to me one day when I went home for winter break, and I was like, yeah, Dad, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest first semester that I thought it would be. And he's from Europe. He doesn't know anything about football, but he knows a lot about like how a man's mentality should be about approaching challenges in life. And he just sat down and talked to me, and he was like he never talks about himself. And I told him how I thought about how his story, what he did for me is affecting me. And he was just telling me things along the line of just like, you only get to live once. Like, he's like, I don't know how football lifts are. I don't know anything about football. He knows what a touchdown is. That's
Yeah.
really about it. And he was like, there's so much more outside of this game, but there's obviously a reason why you're there right now. He was like, now, if this was destroying your life in any type of way, if this is making you a worse person, if you're going down a bad route of what your future can be like, then now that's a different conversation. But he was like, you're not giving me any reasons that are telling me that the situation you're in is going to be bad for you.
Yeah.
And that was one of those 3 a.m., 4 a.m. conversations with your dad. You both go downstairs to get something out of the fridge and you just start talking for hours. And that was a moment where it flipped for me. And I was like, this is just such a small piece of my life. I'm not going to let it ruin anything. I'm not going to. I'm meant to go through this, and I'm going to get through this. And then that's where, relying on the Lord helped a lot with that too.
Oh yeah.
I always had a proverb. So Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Yeah.
So that was always the thing I repeated over and over and over again in my head. Anytime anything got tough, even to this day, I still use that one. And that's something I come back to if stuff gets tough, like, hey, listen, I told you last year I was underwater the whole season. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. When
First year head coach, you got put right into it.
So it was fun, man. I dove headfirst into it, and I learned a ton, and I learned of what I need to do better this year. And I told you all that. So, but that's something I kind of hung my hat on last year was, hey, I can still do it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I love, man, this is something that I actually had a conversation with my mom. My mom's here watching my kids because my wife's out of town. But we had this conversation the other day. Nobody thought that I would have a chance to play at Arkansas when I was in high school. Nobody, when I was at Arkansas, thought I had a chance to play in the NFL. Everyone always doubted me, told me I wasn't good enough, told me I wasn't going to be able to do that. And I just love proving people wrong.
Yeah.
People probably said that I wasn't going to be a good head coach. We weren't going to be successful. Look what we did last year.
Look what we did last year.
Hey, and now this year, hey, we got to take that next step.
Yeah.
Right?
Now we got a target on our back for it.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I love to live with a target on my back.
Yeah.
Because listen, if you can handle that type of pressure, you can handle any type of pressure in life.
Yeah.
So,
and now that you brought that up, another huge part that helped me a lot, my head football coach from high school, Coach Hampton, I don't even. I got too much to say about this dude. I don't know who I would be without him in my life. And I called him one day. He was one of those big mentors for me because he's a Southern dude from North Carolina, Salisbury, North Carolina. Talks like this.
Oh
Deep
yeah,
voice.
real
And,
slow.
oh yeah, and he'll tell you he's not gonna go outside the lines on anything. He's gonna tell you straight up. And I called him one day, and he was, how's it going? And I'm like, it's not great. Football's, I like football. I'm having fun, but I just don't know if this is for me. And he was like, so what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I might just, become a regular student. I don't know. And he was like, all right, fine, stay average. All right, cool. Like, yeah, you just did all that in high school. You went through all that sacrifice. You did all that just to spend one semester sitting here and what life got hard. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait till you are out of college, and then you can call me again after, and then tell me how hard life is and that you want to quit. Then what are you gonna do? Not make money? Not go to work? Not have a family? Not have kids? And he told me that straight up, and it was like,
Yeah,
I sat there and I
that's
was like,
deep. That
Oh yeah.
really gives some thought.
and like when I talked with my dad, like it flipped a switch because he was a huge mentor for me in high school, and literally the second I left high school, not a lot of coaches keep up with their old teammates or their old
Players.
players. I mean, he just wouldn't stop annoying. I don't want to say annoying, but he just wouldn't stop making sure that I was on the right track. He wanted to see me succeed because he saw that I had the ability to. And just him telling me like, all right, stay average. Like, not saying non-athletes are average, but like as an athlete, as someone who put in that sacrifice, who spent their whole life trying to go to this one goal, he's like, all right, stay average. Just do what 90% of college athletes do and just quit.
Yeah.
Just do that. Just don't be the man who you want to be, the kid when you were a little kid who you wanted to be. Just let one semester's worth just stop you. He's like, it's not like you have 7 more to feel better about.
Yeah.
And he's did it. He flipped the switch for me.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he just locked it right in. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, this sucks right now. Life is pretty hard, but it's just supposed to be like this,
Yeah.
And ever since then, it was just, keep stacking those days. And I just kept stacking days, and I got a little bit better, and I got a little bit happier. And yeah, everything just fell on top of each other. It was great.
That's why football is such a great analogy for life, man. Because there's always going to be some sort of adversity in your life.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like nothing is ever perfect in life. I
No.
guarantee you, even the dudes that are sitting on their yachts and $1 billion owners,
Yeah.
right? They freaking have adversity in their life in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You never know. Like I know this is completely out in left field, but the old owner of the Dolphins, Wayne Huizinga, he's passed away, but his adversity he was dealing with near the end of his time owning the Dolphins was his wife started going through cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So he was dealing with that, battling with that. And then he got cancer too, right after his wife passed. And he went just a little bit after she passed. But that's adversity he was dealing with. Billionaire, couldn't save himself because he had cancer. You know what I mean? So there's always some sort of adversity you go fight through and push through. And I think that's a great thing that football teaches us, right?
Yeah.
Teaches us as players, as coaches, as fans even. I think because some fans deal with the adversity living vicariously through the team. So it's just, I think it's a great way to prepare you for life as a student athlete and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, and that also is a thing of just don't judge a book by its cover because you never know what somebody's going through on the outside or on the inside.
Never. It is crazy and that's why, I like understanding, guys in the locker room, who they are off the football field, because, there's some guys who they keep it to themselves. They're not the talkative guys. They just come in, they work, and they just go do their own thing, and that's respect to them. But it's like those guys who, they seem super happy on the outside, but you sit there and you talk to them and you realize, they're going through some really crazy stuff. Oh, I thought my life was hard. And then I learned from the guys around me, like, I should be grateful for what I have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just like the culture thing you brought up earlier is guys from completely different backgrounds coming together. And it's just a blessing to be through.
Yeah, and that's why I tell y'all, my office is always open. You're one of the
few
guys that takes advantage of it all the time.
I got to get those mints.
Oh, yeah, you gotta get those mints
every single day.
But I want y'all to come in there and hang out with me, man. I want y'all to spend time with me. I like getting to know y'all
Yeah.
on that level. And it's hard to do it as a head coach
Mhm.
where I'm not in a meeting room every single day with the same guys. Like I
Yeah.
gotta kind of spread myself around the team. So I want to get to know y'all more one-on-one. Like, and I love the fact that you've taken me up on that. I think we've developed a great relationship, man.
Absolutely.
And I love it when the guys come in my office, man. It's something
great. You even having an Xbox in there.
Yeah. I know.
Like, it's awesome. Like, just like, even like your kids are the ones who use it the most, but it's like,
Oh,
even,
yeah.
you know, I walked in there one day and Coach Cottry's children were just in there and they're like, hey, you want to play me in Madden? And I was like, yeah, I'm
Of
gonna,
course, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to play Madden right now. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Heck
You
yeah.
know,
You better watch out. Hunter's been practicing. So,
Has he?
Oh yeah.
I'm not good at Madden. I just knew I had light work in front of me. That's what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And that's what I thought last time I played Hunter, and he smoked me. I was like, boy.
See, look, if you want to play Rocket League or Minecraft, I got you. That's
See, that's cold.
That's
You're gonna get Minecraft with him.
Yeah,
I actually gotta get you set up with him.
you showed me the realm you guys had.
Bro, he's building a theme park in his
A theme park?
A theme park. He's got a roller coaster.
He can make
in
roller
it.
coasters.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, it's
dude,
awesome.
that's sweet, dude. Minecraft's the greatest video game of all time.
Oh yeah.
Of all time. Fortnite had its prime. Minecraft has longevity. I'm
Yeah.
taking longevity over it.
Listen, that was great getting into your
Yeah.
story. I really appreciate that.
Finished off on Minecraft. That was good.
Yeah.
Started and finished right
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, so when you first got here, like it was, I forget which game it was. Was it Barton?
I think the first game was Pembroke, the first
Pembroke.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the first Pembroke.
because it was a big upset.
Yeah. And when you came in, you know, like said what's up, gave you your nickname Jimbo. And I just remember like you being on the sideline. And I was like, I come off special teams and I'm sitting down. I'm like, yo, Jim, how'd that look? Jimbo, how'd that look? And it was just like creating that like instant connection. Was like, it was
absolutely.
solid.
It
Just,
was
you know,
instant. I mean, I came in and I think I got here at like 8 a.m. Was getting some shots of the field, and I actually had a couple guys thought that I was somebody from Pembroke, kind of watching
way.
over. Yeah. And so they like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm doing the social media, like da da da. And they were like, oh, okay. And then I didn't really get introduced because I kind of came in on a whim. But then the following week I came up for a practice, and
yeah.
that
That's
was when
where
I
you
got
were
up in front of
introduced.
everybody and got to meet most everybody.
And we all knew the basis of like who you are and what you were doing here.
Yeah.
So that's when we gave you the Jimbo. We started like
Yeah.
chanting your name, and you broke it down for us too.
Oh,
Yeah.
We made you break it down. We just got to break that barrier though.
Oh yeah,
you
that
know?
was tough, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was definitely.
You know what you got to do? You got to ask him how he felt when I put him up there in front of the whole
How?
team,
Yeah.
bro.
No. How'd you feel? Because
Oh.
you looked nervous.
I
dog.
was
You looked
shaking in
nervous.
my boots,
Were you?
dude. I'm good at like if it was just you walking up to you, but like what, 110 people maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was like
I bet.
shell shock.
And you don't know any of those faces or anything.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew a couple guys, but it was just like, what do I do? I mean, what do I say? I mean, I
saw
talked to
that.
Garner before, and he was like, "What are you going to say?" And I was like, I don't know. What do you want me to say?" And he was like, "Whatever you want to say." And I was like, "I don't know what to say."
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw you were nervous, and that's why I was like, because we were just walking away after you said what you said, or we were about to break it down. I was like, Jimbo, break it down on Jimbo. And we like grabbed you, put you in the middle.
Oh man,
and
that was
you're like,
Yeah.
what do I say? What do I say? And I was like, family on two, 1-2.
Oh,
Yeah, it was good stuff. Breaking that little connection, you know, is always great, especially with the head coach.
well, and
too.
it was breaking that barrier of stranger. Like that was the stranger to family thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a guy on the sidelines taking clips, posting on social media to being involved and
Yeah.
being a part of the family here. I mean, it was with outside of that 10 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
it was instantly.
I'm hoping I helped you out a little bit.
Yeah.
So it helped break through that iceberg. you
Yeah,
know, so.
absolutely.
Yeah, if you hadn't figured it out yet, I like putting guys on the spot. You know?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You absolutely do.
You
That's
know why?
before.
It gets you out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even like when you like ask, what does alpha mean
Oh, yeah.
to the kids or to the teammates, to my teammates, like before practice when we meet up in the corner,
Oh yeah.
like you just like I saw you talking to, was it Mancini or
Yep.
Sprinkle
It's
today?
sprinkle today.
Sprinkle today. You're like, oh, who am I gonna get? Who am I gonna get? And then you get the new kicker we got who
Okay.
never talks to anybody. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, break that barrier. You know, all eyes are on you right now.
And Sprinkle
you know?
called him by the wrong name. So
Sprinkle
it's like,
did call him by the
come
wrong
on, man,
name.
You
That
got
is-
to learn your teammates.
Sprinkle
Man. I know he's
called
only
him.
been here a couple of days, but still, like,
Yeah.
hey, it's awesome, man.
You gotta break that
Like,
barrier.
Exactly. Break
You
the
know?
barrier, get everyone to buy into each other. And like I said, know each other and to understand what alpha means. That's
Yeah.
the big thing. That's the thing I felt like I dropped the ball on the most last year was that became just a saying.
Yeah.
And I really want that to be who we are as a team. You know,
Yeah.
like we want to be aggressive, loyal, prepared, humble, and armored by the word of God, man.
Yeah.
And that's how we're gonna play and go to work every single day, right?
And that's how, like, when you say who are we,
Mhm.
it's like there was the who are we and then there was alpha, but it was
Yeah.
like like there was a point when you first started where like it wasn't like who are we are alpha, like what that stands for.
Yep.
And in my opinion, it's like every football team has their their slogans, what they go by,
Oh, yeah.
bend don't break, this and that, but like not all coaches are going to agree with that. But I feel like what alpha really stands for is like we're going to be all types of aggressive, we're going to be all types of armored by God,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're going to be prepared for every game, we're going to be loyal to our brothers, we're going to be humble about what we do.
Oh,
Like
It's
just
more than football.
it's way more than football.
It's a
And
mindset.
yeah, and like the people outside of sports, they'll sit here and think, oh, like having sayings is corny, this and that. But it's like you do what you do, and I'm gonna do what I do. And it's like I understand it on the basis of what a football team takes, and what it takes to be a football player on a football team, and having something like that with a true meaning, and actually using that to your life, to your athletics, even using it in school or using it in life, using it with your wife and kids, like just using a slogan, especially like that, as more of a meaning than just what you're going to put on a board is like, it really just expands like who you are. Like what you say
Yeah.
as an athlete, like who
Exactly.
are you going to be and who are you now?
Yeah.
And I love it. I think it's great.
Oh yeah, that's what I tried to pour a lot of time into that when I took the job, and I knew I was going through that process. I started trying to decide of who I wanted to be as a head coach and how I wanted to shape the team and like what I wanted that to mean and what I
Yeah.
wanted that to be and how I wanted y'all to play, how I want you to approach every single day. And that was kind of where Alpha came from. We talked a little bit about it in the last podcast, but I I wanted it to be kind of all encompassing, a way that it just get y'all to buy into that, live that life, and go to work every single day. And that's
Mhm.
kind of what that came from. Was just a lot of thought, a lot of prayer, honestly, and trying to figure out some guidance on how to get to that point.
Yeah.
It came about. I want to say, when did I start that? I think I started that in spring ball last year.
Yeah, you went around asking the guys like, what do we like, what do we don't like?
Yep.
You had a couple things going on, and Alpha was definitely the top one that we enjoyed,
Oh,
that
yeah.
we liked, because we knew that we can compare ourselves to this, we can apply ourselves to this.
Oh yeah.
And that was just it's just what we ended up going through.
Yeah, and that's something I've always in the last year I pride myself on trying to listen to y'all,
Yeah.
take y'all's voice into consideration, because at the end of the day, y'all are the ones doing it.
Yeah.
Y'all are the ones going out there putting
Yeah.
the performance on out there on the field, working your tails off.
Mhm.
Like I get to stand in practice, I get to go watch all the different positions,
Yeah.
I get to kind of organize everything. But
Yeah,
I'm honestly not putting in a lot
you
of
were on a
physical
golf
effort
cart for
anymore.
most of fall anyways too, when
Yeah,
you
I
had your
mean,
knee injury.
I had a knee surgery, man. That was crazy.
It's fine.
So-
You're like Deion Sanders, just whipping the golf cart around.
Oh yeah,
That
his
was-
his
that
might
was-
have been a little nicer though. You know what I mean?
100%. He had
Oh, I
that
bet.
thing decked out.
You know, the funny thing is, I know a lot of y'all guys don't know who this guy is, but Bill Parcells, he drove around
Yeah.
practice on a golf cart every single day
N-
when I was playing at the Dolphins.
Yeah,
And I felt like him out there, like just an old man,
just old man
on the
cruising
golf
around.
cart.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
God,
We
man.
thought it was funny. It's the first day you did it, like, because we know you took 2 days off from your surgery, or was it
I was
one?
in the
No,
hospital for 3 days.
for 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So you did that, and then Kotri stepped in, and like you come back, and you're just whipping around in a nice bright red golf cart. We thought it was the funniest thing ever. Like we were calling you Dion, like
Oh,
just
yeah.
this and that. It was hilarious.
Man,
but-
I felt so useless, man, because like I felt like I would be in the way
Yeah.
out there in the midfield, and I was just it
the
just
funniest
felt
part
useless.
was when we break it down on the 50 after practice, and it's like, all right, Garner, where you at? And you just see Garner just pulling up into the golf cart, and he just
yeah.
like parks right in front of us and like hops out, and it was
I had to hobble
hilarious
out for a
Hobble-
few weeks, man.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was no offense to you,
Yeah.
it was hilarious.
Yeah,
It was
hey,
great.
listen, what do I tell y'all every day? What do I say when we break it down right before I send y'all to Indy? Every single day, what do I say?
Have some fun.
Yeah, man.
Have some fun,
Have
dude.
some fun, man.
Have some fun. Fly around.
Exactly. Have some
Yeah.
fun. Fly around.
Or
This
drive
is-
around.
Drive
Hey,
around.
I was scooting on the golf cart.
You were scooting. That thing goes pretty fast.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does.
That thing does go fast.
It does.
Yeah.
It actually does.
I remember the first practice we rode the golf cart around, and I remember one of the only people I knew outside of you,
Mhm.
Beasley,
Yeah.
gave me so much crap for riding around on the golf cart the whole practice. And I was like, you're in a knee brace. You're not doing anything. Why are you giving me crap? You're walking around holding a piece of paper.
He's sitting down basically the whole
Yeah.
practice, That
Yeah.
might be a little bit worse. At least you're mobile,
Yeah. So let's talk growing up. You got siblings,
I have two older sisters.
2 older sisters.
Yeah.
What do they do?
So I had one sister. She went to Coastal.
Stayed local.
Yeah, stayed local. She still stays local. And then I have Amy. She's my best friend of my entire life. I love her. I feel like, if you have a family of more than 2 people, like there's those 2 siblings who are more connected than the other
Yeah.
one. And obviously Amy's the middle child. So me and her, we are like the same exact person. She's just a year older than me. So, we were around in school, and, Lily she's 4 years older than me. So, I'd get freshman year, but she just graduated. So I never really spent school time with her. But I absolutely love my sisters. I do wish I had a brother. I feel like every guy would want a brother here and there. But like growing up with sisters was like, they would, if I'm gonna be honest, they would ragdoll me when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was a small kid and I was fighting for my life. It was great. And then you get older, and then I was like, all right, now I got testosterone. Like this is free game. But just growing up with sisters, I don't know how to compare it to growing up with brothers. Because obviously I don't have any, and I live in a family full of women. But just like, I feel like just like having, and I had athletic sisters growing up, but having like almost like a respect level.
Gives you a different view. I grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's that type of different view than other people.
put the toilet seat down after you get done using the bathroom.
So it's
mentality,
those small things,
yeah.
And it's like, I couldn't be like, hey, like, do you want to go throw outside? Hey, do you want to go play some golf later? Like I try to teach my sisters golf. It's a waste of my time, but growing up with them, especially like with my mom, like my mom is respectfully the head of the household. Like she's an unbelievable mom. And, like my dad, obviously, they grew up, and we grew up in the restaurant together. And I think the best part about my childhood was the fact that growing up, it wasn't like, my dad has this job here, and then my mom's, staying at home, or she has her job here. It was like my dad was in the kitchen, my mom was in the front. I was bussing tables with growing up. My sister's
family owned a restaurant.
Family-owned restaurant, yeah. We had one in Massachusetts, and then we moved to Myrtle Beach, and we started one in Surfside Beach.
What is it?
Lasers Pizza.
I've heard of that.
It's near Ocean Lakes.
Yeah,
We don't have it anymore. We leased it out to
Okay.
some other people. But it's just like growing up and being able to, like, I was always around my family, which I absolutely loved, and just being able to like, grow up. And I mean, I'm one of my first memories ever is legitimately making pizza boxes, because I actually enjoyed like folding the cardboard, making pizza boxes, and I would make stacks on stacks on stacks. And as I get older, like, I start bussing tables with my family. And then I think I was 12 when I started like food prep. And I started, I was cutting onions, I was doing this, I was doing that. And I didn't do it because I had to. I did it because I loved it. Like I love just being there with my family in the restaurant. And like being a 12-year-old kid, if any of you guys know about the restaurant industry, a Saturday night in Surfside in July or July 4th weekend is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is insane. Like line out the door. And it's like, as a kid, I don't have, like that cortisol levels where I'm super stressed about this and that. It's like I get to play with 200 pounds of dough and just turn them into balls and put them on a scale and do this and that and throw some sauce on it. I get to chop up onions. This is great. I'm having a great time. And then I get older, and now I'm cooking with my dad in the kitchen, and I'm serving tables with my mom in the front. And it's like, it kind of creates almost like a bond like football does. It's like, obviously it's my family, so we're already bonded together, but it's, every single day, like I'm just with my family. It's not just, sitting at home together watching a show, which is always great, or going to the beach with your family, which is always great. But it's like, I'm doing this because this is what's putting food on my table. I'm doing this because this is why my parents came to the U.S., because they wanted a family like this.
So what was the restaurant called?
We had a restaurant. It's called Lasers Pizza down in Surfside.
Okay. I know where that's at.
Yeah. We don't have it anymore. We leased it out a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure now. But yeah, it's just growing up and being able to work with my family, being a little kid and, making pizza boxes, as a little, 8-year-old kid running around, and then being able to be on the line and, prepping food at a young age, just being with my family and doing things that when I was younger, I didn't know that's what's putting food on the table. I looked at it as like, oh, this is fun, and growing up and just, oh, I'm getting a little bit older now. I can start, washing dishes and bussing tables. Now I'm 13 years old and I'm on the line with my dad and I'm cooking pizzas. I'm taking them in and out of the oven. And I'm cutting them. I never thought of it as a job. I was like, I'm just hanging out with my family right now. And it was just, I wouldn't want it any other way. The way that, my family just bonded together and, my parents are Albanian, my whole family's Albanian. And if you guys know anything about Albanians, is family is over everything, everything. Like if you were in my family and you went on if you got engaged, you're having a week-long engagement party and everybody's going to be there.
That's awesome.
Like that's just everything's about family.
Yeah,
and, like I said, like as a kid, I didn't really notice any of that. I was like, oh, I'm just always around my family. I'm cooking pizzas. I'm eating. If I want a Philly cheesesteak at 1 a.m, guess what I can do? Eat a Philly cheesesteak at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Just small stuff like that. As a kid, I never really recognized as much of a blessing as it was. So just growing up with my family and that is like, I can't think of anyone else that I really know of that, they were spending time with their family in that type of way and not, in other ways. And I absolutely love it. I honestly wish I can go back to it. I still do serving jobs on the side, in the summertime when I go home, because it's hard for me to get away from that, when I spent my whole life doing it.
Yeah, I think everybody should have to work in a restaurant,
Yes.
at least for a little bit.
They don't see how hard it is.
It's whether you're in the kitchen or front of house. I mean, it's a great experience. You never know who you're going to work with. I worked at a restaurant in Spartanburg called Wade's. Big. We served like 6,000 plates a day.
Yeah.
Had like 300 employees. So, I mean, I'd be working with a guy that was my age that I went to high school with, but I was also working with a 70-year-old cook who'd been there 30 years.
Yeah.
And knew the ins and out of everything. I mean, and you sit with them for 15 minutes and you learn so much.
Absolutely.
I mean, a restaurant's just great. But then you've got the restaurant crowd of different types of people. I mean, it's a really cool experience.
Yeah.
It's a mini melting pot, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Some of those Saturday nights got wicked.
Yeah. So growing up at the beach, like so my buddy, he started it over at River Oaks.
Yeah.
And
the golf course?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lived in those apartments right off the golf course. It's closed now.
Yeah. Yeah. They shut it down. They're making houses there.
Yep. Well, they shut down, they closed down part of it originally, and then they closed down 9 holes of World Tour to build houses.
Yeah.
Now they're over in Saybrook.
Yeah. I know.
Behind the new
Saybrook.
Target and Trader Joe's and all that. So where'd you grow up at in like relation to that? Just for me.
I moved from Massachusetts. I moved down. I lived it's called Prestwick. Nice, we talked about it earlier. Yeah. Nice little country club.
Yeah.
And I went to school at Sockasty High School.
Okay.
Sockasty's past the Target and whatnot, but it's just 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, not far.
Yeah, down or up 544. And I mean, it was like just growing up, I wasn't like, beach and tourism and this and that. It was like, okay, I went from freezing cold to now it's always hot outside. But like that area, in my opinion, like I'm not going to live there my whole life, but I don't see anytime soon that I'll really be moving away. And if I do, it's going to be a place that's a replica of where I live now. I mean,
you like it up here?
Oh, I'm meant for the beach, dude.
Yeah.
I'm meant for, Sunday morning and me and my buddies, go play around a golf and then go to the beach.
Yeah.
Like that's what I need. Like I need that. The mountains are cool. I love going hiking. I got an off-road vehicle. I got my 4Runner, which is my baby. I was telling you guys about that earlier. I like, going mudding with that and, going up in the mountains and really using the perks of what I spent money for. But, dude, that beach, I like having windows down, shirt off, driving with some music going, getting a nice tan. I love a tan. That might sound feminine. I don't care.
No, I love to be tan in the
Argue
summertime.
with me all you want. I do not care. I'm gonna sit there. I'm not putting any type of sunscreen on. I might even put some tanning oil on here and there. Call me crazy. Shake your head all you want.
No,
I do the same
shaking my
thing.
head.
Sit
What
by
I
the
gotta
pool, I'm gonna lather up.
Yes,
Of course,
yes.
bro.
I spent 14 years in Miami, man. I wore
Oh my
I wore
gosh.
long sleeves at
A
the
little
beach.
11,
I was
12
wearing a
Miami,
floppy hat,
yeah.
bro. Hey, the sun down there is different, man.
It is different.
It
cooks
is,
you.
but
absolutely.
you can't beat
That.
that 12 UV around here.
No,
I mean,
and
it is.
And like I know, like Miami's way too crowded. I know my spots at the beach. I know what beach I can go to where it's not too crowded. I know that friends from high school or friends from college are always going to be at this part of the beach. And look, you can hate on me all you want. When I come back for fall camp in August and I got the best tan you've ever seen, who's going to be hating?
As long as you're not red like a lobster, you'll be
I
fine.
don't get red. I got that European skin, dude. I don't get red.
See,
You
I turn
all
red for a day, then I turn brown.
Yeah, that's how it is. I'll get sunburnt, put some aloe on it. I'm
Yeah.
locked.
Yeah, that's what I'm real jealous of. My
Yeah.
buddy, every Sunday, I'll be like, "Where are you playing this Sunday?" And be like, "Oh yeah, we got 8 guys going up to such and such." And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Golf capital of the
I'm
world.
like, man. So
Golf capital. of the
whenever
world.
he comes home, I mean, that's what we usually play. We usually play Sunday morning,
Yeah.
Sunday evening.
Yeah.
We try to get in as much golf as we can. And
Oh, it's the
I go
best.
down there and play. I'll be down there a couple months, and
Maybe I'll get you on to Prestwick.
Yeah.
Maybe Prestwick gets kind of mad at me sometimes because I'll go play after hours, walk some holes.
that's what I do
Not
over at
supposed to do
Woodfin.
that.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to. They
I've
get
done
mad
that a
couple
about
times.
it.
I go play the loop at Woodfin.
Yeah.
The
Maybe-
far side?
Yeah, the 11, 10, yeah.
No, it's 11, isn't it? Is it 10? 10,
Yeah,
11,
yeah,
12?
10, 11, 12, 13.
Yep.
Go back under the tunnel to 14.
Golf is just like, are you going to limit to how much golf I can play? You know what they hate the most is I go get a ball scooper and I go in the creeks and the big
Yeah,
ponds.
yeah.
And I can't, I'll buy golf balls here and there, but Prestwick is not a cheap course.
Mm-mm.
And it used to be private. So
Yeah.
the guys who are going to play aren't going to be playing with Kirklands.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing with TP5s, Pro V1s.
Pro V1s, yeah.
Dog, there was one time I went in the big pond. It's right behind the clubhouse. It's on hole 18 and hole 9. I had 15 brand new Pro V1s. They got
yeah.
logos. I have one that says Secret Service logo on it.
Dude,
That's cool.
I've got some crazy ones. So I've got one that is a Camp David presidential retreat
No
golf
way.
ball.
That's sick.
That's
that I
That's
found.
sick.
I found that at Carolina Country Club.
Yeah.
I mean, just I've got
Is that in
one-
Florence?
No,
It's
that's
right before Florence?
That's down here.
No, that's up here.
That's up here?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
in
okay, never mind.
Spartanburg. I mean, there may be another Carolina Country Club.
I passed by this one super private one when I'm about to go towards Buc-ee's
Yeah.
in Florence when I'm driving up to school or driving back down. I think it's called Carolina something. But anyway.
But,
Yeah, you brought up Buc-ee's. Hold on. I got to interject. What's your go-to at Buc-ee's?
I'll tell you exactly right now. All right. First of all, I'm never going to Buc-ee's and not spending $30. That's the minimum. If you're going to Buc-ee's and you're getting one thing, you're not doing it right. They got this Philly cheesesteak, which is, in my opinion, the greatest food that could be on a plate is a Philly cheesesteak done right. You got to get mushrooms. You got to get onions. You got to get everything on there. Cheese, everything. I would say, lettuce and tomatoes, but you can't have that in what Buc-ee offers. It's a burrito.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Philly cheesesteak burrito.
Mm.
Unbelievable. I literally, when we were going down to West Florida,
Oh, yeah.
I bought it. I ate one. Anyway, I always get cantaloupe or just a fruit with it.
Okay.
I like watermelon, but the
At least you're
cantaloupe.
making healthy choices.
Right. And then I got to get that Arizona sweet tea.
Okay.
Have to get Arizona sweet tea. And then obviously the candies. I like those rainbow strips. The Sour,
yeah,
the
the
Sour
rainbow-
Patch
yeah,
rainbow
they're good.
strips or Sour Patch watermelons.
Yeah.
Watermelons. But I literally, I ate all that food and I was like, dude, I need another one of these. Because if you want to be honest, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be in the mood for Little Caesars pizza when we get there, So I was like, I'm gonna grub on this fat Philly cheesesteak burrito.
We didn't eat Little Caesars pizza when we got there, though.
Well,
I took y'all somewhere nice.
I didn't know we were gonna eat at a fish or flounder restaurant right on the water in Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're pulling up to a hotel. I'm seeing hotels everywhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're at this crab shack that's right on the water. And I'm like, they give me a menu. They say limited menu, and they got fried flounder. They got a bunch of seafood. I'm like, where's Garner? That was honestly top 3 Garner moments ever.
Well, you know how we got to be able to do that?
I don't know.
Because we had pizza so many times throughout the year.
I did, but nothing. I mean, honestly, a Little Caesars pizza
Sometimes you can't beat
You
it.
can't go wrong.
Especially after you've had a couple slices and then you
Mhm.
leave it sitting on the stove for about
Oh,
3
yeah.
hours.
It's good.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good, dude.
So my go-to Buc-ee's, when I walk in, the first place I'm going is the fresh jerky stand.
Okay.
I'm
I like
getting
where we're going.
I'm getting 4 strips of Korean barbecue jerky,
Okay.
and then I'm going to get a pulled pork sandwich,
Yeah.
either pulled pork
yeah.
or brisket.
Okay.
What about their meat lovers one they got? Like the multi-meat one.
I haven't tried that.
I don't like it.
You don't
I
like
don't
it?
like it. It's too much going on.
I like the brisket.
Yeah.
One time I got the like XXL brisket
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
and checked out, and it was like $14.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I just paid $14 for a brisket sandwich. But I opened it up and it was like
It's huge.
huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to finish.
But then I always get the Buc-ee's Reese cup, like their version of the Reese cup.
Dude, their
The-
version of all candy is like,
what's it called?
good.
It's like the
I know what you're talking
I
about.
can't remember.
Because Bennett Matz. Do you remember Bennett Matzler? What his shopping cart full of food?
I don't remember that.
Oh my! I have a picture of it on my phone.
Oh,
He had
you
a
gotta show me that later.
he had a shopping cart full of food. And
Okay.
he's just like walking around. He's got his sunglasses on, and I'm just like, I hear like this squeaking behind me, and I'm just like, I look back and it's Benny, and I'm just like, how much food are you buying? And he was like, dude, I couldn't pick. So I was like, dude, I'm just gonna buy. Buc-ee's isn't in Arizona, so I'm just gonna pick it all up. And because he's from Arizona, and he was like, I'm just gonna get it all. He had like 3 flavors of Arizona sweet teas.
Oh, man.
Yeah, oh, he had cinnamon
You
rolls
must have
here
put
and
him on
there.
the sweet teas, huh?
I mean, Arizona sweet tea. He's from, I feel like that's if you don't like Arizona sweet tea, something's wrong with you.
I go for the Arnold Palmer.
Okay, those are
Yeah,
good. Those
you
are
gotta-
fine.
gotta
Those are
tear that
good.
one up.
Those are good.
and I like their coffee. They have really, really they have a really good
They got a great selection.
yeah, well they have a really good house blend.
Do
I
you
don't know
drink black
what
coffee?
it is. I don't frequently. It's
What
not my
are you
favorite.
putting in the coffee?
I'm putting a little bit of sugar and a little bit of non-dairy creamer.
This guy.
Yeah, look it up on your
This
app.
guy. on the Hooji app. I got this app because he always drinks those monsters. I'm like, dude, Garner, those are slowly killing you. That sucralose is gonna get to you one day. It's just an app where you scan the QR code on on a bottle like
Yeah.
this, and it just tells you all the benefits. It rates it out of 100, and it just tells you everything good about it and everything bad about it, and it goes in depth.
Yeah.
And I just use it because I do a lot of meal prep when I go home, and everything like he'll just be like, I'll like go on a lips and like, yo, go grab your phone real quick, come scan this for me, and it'll be like a cranberry juice or this and that, and it's like. His monsters, his rehab monsters, he still drinks every single day.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like ranked like 32 out of 100. It's got sucralose in it. It's got all those additives in it.
Nice.
It's just trying to help you out.
I
That's
know.
all I'm doing. I'm just helping you out.
Yeah, I gotta have some energy, man.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's
sleep
true.
enough. I
You're
need the
doing a
the
lot.
energy.
Yeah, you're a big
Yeah.
dude. But not going with the black coffee. I don't know. That's
Hey, black coffee's awesome, man.
I
I'm just
love
not
black
a
coffee.
huge fan of black coffee.
Yeah, but
I
you're
just-
putting all that milk stuff. You might as well just go to Starbucks.
I don't put the milk. I put the non-dairy.
It's milk. It's still
it's
milk.
non-dairy.
It's
It's
still milk.
non-dairy.
Yeah,
it's
but
the
you're-
powder creamer.
You're just dude. You gotta be.
I
I
use pure cane sugar and non-dairy.
See, now he's
creamer.
doing that's.
Yeah, he's trying.
That
to
is-
up
now
his
he's
game.
trying to change it a little bit.
I'm not putting any artificial sweetener. I don't do artificial sweetener.
You sound like my sisters.
You know how I make a coffee at home?
How?
I make an espresso, and I call it a redneck Americano. I throw a little bit of cold water in it and take it like a shot.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
see.
That way I can just basically inject it right into my
Oh,
veins.
you guys have never had a European coffee. It's this Turkish coffee that my
No,
parents drink.
Cuban coffee.
Cuban coffee. Oh, I've had
Cuban
Cuban
coffee's
coffee.
even-
It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Brazilian.
Brazilian. I've never had Brazilian, but that stuff is strong.
You gotta get used to Brazilian coffee. That
Yeah.
stuff will put you on the toilet.
Well, you know,
real
Spinks.
fast.
Spinks has like Colombian, Brazilian,
Yeah.
and Cuban. They have like a little mix,
Oh, yeah.
and that stuff gets me wired.
Cuban coffee, they serve it to you in a thimble.
Yeah,
Like you get a small coffee, that's for like 10 people. And you
That's
take it in
insane.
a thimble and it
that's insane.
that is injecting it straight into your veins. That
Yeah.
stuff gets you wired.
I'll stick to some energy drinks at that point.
Yeah.
Heck
you know?
yeah.
Well, listen, this has been a great conversation. Let's hop into our next segment. We're gonna do our lightning round.
Awesome.
Y'all
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah, are we
Yes,
doing
sir.
one by one or
Yeah, we'll go Arber, Garner.
Perfect.
Arber, Garner.
okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Morning lift or night lift?
night lift.
Night lift.
Hard coach or players coach?
Hard coach.
I'm gonna be honest. I like players coaches.
You got to have a mix though. Like
Yeah.
if you're just picking one, because like you got guys like Coach Clark, they're a really hard coach, but then outside of practice, super chill, super calm. Not calm. We want to say calm. He's not calm
Yeah,
at
he's
all,
not a calm
really.
human being.
He's not a calm human being. It always wired up on those pre-workouts he drinks. But it's a mix. But for player development, I'd go hard coach.
Yeah, you got to strike a balance.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I've had coaches that are old school coaches, but they get you to buy into them, they get you to love them, and they treat you the right way.
Yeah.
So that's where I think that's the players coaches, for someone who's going to treat you the right way, hold you accountable, but treat you the right way.
Garner did a good job of getting a perfect mix of who's a hard coach, who's a player's coach, and it works well together.
Talent or work ethic?
Work ethic.
Work ethic.
Work ethic. Not even close.
Yeah. One word that defines your mindset.
Nonstop.
You know what mine is? Mine's alpha all day long.
Yeah.
What's one habit you refuse to skip?
Tanning. Is that even a habit? Is that a hobby?
Do you fit it into your everyday?
No.
I mean, well, I guess not every day, but I can. It's a hard.
You know what mine is? Mine's monsters.
Yours is a monster. Oh, actually, no. Habit. You go to the calf, or not the calf. You go to the 1864. Is that what it's called? I call it the stud shop.
Okay, yeah.
Little grocery store underneath.
Yeah.
And before chapels, I always get my energy drink, and then I get this banana nut muffin. Always, and that's my breakfast. Always. I do it every time.
Yeah.
That's my habit. Got to do it.
All right. That wraps up our lightning round. You want to hop into a mailbag?
Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So first, this will probably be, this could be for both y'all. How do I stay consistent when I don't feel motivated at all?
I can answer that.
Do you want to hop into that?
Yeah, I can do that. I guess a lot of coaches use, stack your days. Like, today you might have a really good day. Like today I started off practice really good, ended off pretty poorly, making bad calls here and there. But it's like, it's what you do after. It's like that mindset of knowing what position you're in, like I was talking about earlier. And if you can just build almost like a sense of confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
It's like that's a little bit of confidence you have, even when you're on the field or off the field, is like, it's just going to inch you a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more to be able to have that confidence when you really don't have much of it now. And I think that's what's going to be that driving force.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing that I was going to say is you got to get the mindset right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not motivated in what you're doing, change your mindset about how you think about it. I mean, that's a big thing is the way you think, the way you process things.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to change the way you think about something.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I say to them every day is have that next play mentality.
Yeah.
They kind of break it down to
short-term memory loss.
Whatever's right in front of you, focus on that.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it's good that just happened, hey, focus on what's right in front of you. If it's bad that just happened, focus on what's right in front of you. That way you can continually progress forward and stay motivated. That's a way, breaking it down into the smaller chunks, focusing on that little microcosm of that moment right in front of you. That is how you can stay motivated, stay progressing, and stay moving forward.
You can't let those small little, mishaps or MAs, you can't let those, stop you from making the play on the next. You got to see what's ahead of you, what opportunities you have.
So Garner, this one's for you.
All right.
What do coaches actually notice first? Talent, effort, or attitude?
That's a tough one.
That's a good one.
I would probably have to say attitude, man. Like I that's one thing I notice a lot. Like I would like to see guys that want to go out there, work their tail off, and have a great attitude every single day. Like if there's guys out there with grumpy attitudes and horrible and just not enjoying themselves, I think having that positive mindset, that attitude of just going out and going to work, that's how you have success. And that's something myself as a coach I want to focus in on to get guys that have that.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Arber. How do I rebuild confidence after a bad game or bad semester?
Oh, I mean, we've kind of been talking about it almost the whole podcast. It's like, you can have your bad game. Whoever says they've never had a bad game's a liar. They're an absolute liar. Everyone's had bad games before. Everyone's, school wise, there are those absolute dogs in school. They just got all A's, 4.0s and whatnot. But like, especially on the football field, it's like, we're taught short-term memory.
Yeah.
Especially like for DBs or even like, like a hybrid position, like what I play is like, I might get beat on this play. I might get beat the entire game if I'm playing a team like, West Florida where they got some dogs at receivers. It's like, I might get beat here and there, but it's like we started off the season, what, 2-2?
1-3.
1-3. All right. We started with season 1-3. we started off. No one thought we were gonna go 1-3. We just weren't winning games outside of our conference.
Yeah.
And it's like, we sat down. I know as a defense, we sat down and Coach Clark really, put a foot down on it about it too. Is he was like, well, you want to know something? Is you can't change what just happened.
Yeah.
But what you can change is the 4 days of practice you have for another game. And then after that, the 4 more practices you have for another game. And then after that, the 4 more practices. Like, it's not like it's just over now that you lost a game. We lost some games that we shouldn't have lost.
Yep.
100%. But that's just, those are the uncontrollables. Control what you can control. You can control the game that happened yesterday. You just can't do that. You can sit there and look at film and get mad at yourself about this and that, but you got to be able to build confidence on the fact of like, I know I can do this. If I had one game where I didn't do it great, I know I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
And it's just that short-term memory that you have.
I think another way you can rebuild that confidence too is taking ownership, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember after the Shorter game, like,
Yeah.
hey, we won the game, but that was probably my worst game as
it was
as
an
a head
ugly
coach.
win.
It was a very ugly win. So luckily we got to win and learn from it. But
Yeah.
taking ownership of it, taking accountability, and going back and reflecting
Mhm.
on what you can do better. That's across the board too. Like, if you have something negative that happens in your life, yeah, like you want to have that next play mentality in the moment. But once you get through that moment, you got to reflect and see what happened behind you, figure out what you can do better, what you can learn from it, and then
Yeah.
move forward.
All right. So last question we got. Start with Arber, then we'll hop over to Garner. Favorite moment from the 2025 season?
Not even close. I say it's pretty close. When Jarrett caught that pick in the conference championship to just seal it, to just absolutely seal the game. Crowd was going nuts. Camera was going everywhere. My face is, I had my friends come watch their first ever football game of mine in college. Like, we're going crazy. Student section's going crazy. And that moment was that was honestly probably my favorite moment of my entire football career.
Yeah, that was honestly, that was a really fun game. I had some family come
was
up.
awesome.
My fiance came to the game and saw what I actually do, and
Yeah.
she was like, "I didn't."
That was a great game to display
A
it.
great game to see me.
Amazing game to display
See me running from the 20-yard line on this side all the way to the end zone on that
Yes.
side, tripping over people trying to
Yeah.
get there and get it on camera so I can get it upload.
Yeah.
Run back down to this side of the field, get it uploaded. I mean it, but it was such a good game of just, it was fun. I mean,
It
that
was.
was a game that I could tell like we just really had fun with. Like,
Every
mean-
emotion was a part of that game.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
Every single emotion.
after halftime, it was just having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome.
yeah.
Really. I mean, there's not a whole lot of words to put it into. I mean, it was just,
It was an amazing game.
yeah.
It's hard to beat a team twice, especially a team like UNC Pembroke. Like,
Yeah.
they've
Really
got
good football
they've got some dogs. They're
Yeah.
a really good football team. And the first time we played them was obviously, we were just 100% more prepared than them, and it showed. But that second game, it was like, it's hard to beat a team, especially as good as them, twice. And if not, just like the preparation, like we were both very prepared football teams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like I said earlier, every single emotion was spilled out on that football field. And that's just, you gotta love it.
Oh, it was an awesome game, man. Like that was what we said last week on the last
Yeah.
episode. That was my favorite moment. Getting that
Yeah.
Gatorade dumped on me after that game.
Yeah.
Like, that was absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. Like, having that culmination to the season,
Yeah.
right? Because we started off at 1-3. That was tough, like
Mhm.
we just talked about. And then we went on that run in the Conference of Carolinas. I think that was an awesome way to put a little, not asterisk, but just something great on the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then went down to West Florida, and that kind of left a bitter taste. Like I told
Right.
y'all today, I still got a bitter taste in my mouth
Yeah.
from that game. And because I felt like we went into halftime. We had that game. We had the momentum
Yeah.
going into halftime, and
Yeah.
then we come out of halftime and that happens.
Onside kick.
Yeah, man.
Onside
That onside
kick.
kick, man. And I want y'all to kind of hang on to that. I want y'all to feel that and still keep that in the back of your mind, because that should
Yeah.
make you work a little bit harder, a little
Absolutely.
bit harder at everything you do this spring,
Mhm.
the summer, and then getting into fall next year
Yeah.
or in the next semester. So,
You know what's funny about that Gatorade bath we gave you? So
oh yeah,
it was obviously, like you were saying earlier, that pick that Jarrett caught there was a total of what, like close
It was
to
like, I think,
150 or 200 yards worth of penalties.
yeah, it was
Every
it,
single hat the ref had, every single flags the ref had, everything was on the field.
it was like, I think it was,
We got the ball. It was a pick six.
it was a pick
Right.
6, and then we got the ball back on the 25. They
'Cause of the
brought the
taunting.
touchdown back.
Yep.
So there was a total of 6 penalties on us
Yeah.
and 2 on them.
Yeah.
And it was able to reverse 2, but I think
Mhm.
it's still, I mean, it was
We
still
ended up with the ball like a minus
75.
35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was insane. And we actually, so all that time that they were, leveling all that out, we knew the game was over. There's nothing, there's nothing else that could have happened possibly for the game
But
not to be
and the
over.
biggest thing was there was still like 3 minutes on the clock.
something like that.
Not
yeah.
enough time for them. I think that at that point they were down 2 or 3
I
scores.
think it was
Yeah,
2 scores.
2 scores.
But then it was like, don't let them get the ball back. Don't let them
Right.
get the ball
Oh, yeah.
back.
Right.
And it came down to what, the third and like 3.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, they're going to get the ball back. We're going to have to
Yeah.
punt. And then I can't remember who made the catch, but that
Yeah.
was the catch that sealed it. And it was just,
Was that Landon?
It might have been. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah,
gotta go
my
back to the
mind,
film.
my
I
mind
mean,
is everywhere. I don't
thinking
even think I
about
was
it, it was
watching
just
that
like,
play.
at this point, I'm trying to get clips for social. I'm trying to talk to guys. Guys
Yeah.
are coming up to me. We're getting pictures.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
everybody's going crazy. The sidelines erupting.
It
The
was-
stands
it was
are
electric.
erupting. It was just finish the game.
Yeah.
At
Oh, yeah.
that point, it was just got to finish the game
Yeah.
out. And I know you had a time
Oh, yeah.
in those final 3 minutes, even after that conversion of, okay, yeah, this is it. Like, we're going to kneel it out. But it was like, guys, act
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
We had to
It's
go
just-
from that huge moment of adrenaline.
It
and
was, it
out of
is
nowhere,
hard.
it's Coach
Like,
Garner, like,
you know,
get on the sideline,
Get
get,
on-
behind
yeah,
the line. 'Cause
yeah,
you
I
had to
mean-
lock into coaching mode. After
Yeah.
that,
Oh, yeah. I had to reel y'all back in because it just kind of reset your focus almost.
Yeah.
Like get you to focus on the moment.
Yeah.
Same thing. The next
We
play
were all just
mentality.
throwing this up. We were like,
Yeah,
give me
I
that
mean,
ring, give me that ring.
it was a great moment, but you're still playing another team.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
still playing guys that
that have competed and
that
fought.
are, yeah. I mean, they still played a good game.
And they had that
through
really rough injury,
adversaries.
too.
Yeah, had the
They had that really
Yeah,
rough
that was-
injury.
that was crazy.
That was
that
scary.
was very scary. I
Yeah.
was, that was a rough one. But yeah, I mean, that
Great game,
was
though, overall.
great.
It
was
took us
awesome.
like 15 minutes. I was holding the Gatorade for like 15 minutes, just waiting
Oh,
for the
because
game
it just
to
was
be
like-
It was
over.
dragging.
I was
Yeah,
just
that
waiting.
last 3 minutes was so long.
Yeah.
And I remember we had like 5 camera guys on Garner
Yeah.
trying to get the right Gatorade shot.
Yeah.
And I was behind and to his right, trying to get around to his front. But when the Gatorade got dumped, it was all coming back into me.
Yeah.
And so my video of it was just like, it completely coated my phone in Gatorade and everything was sticky. It was hot. And then trying to get videos, my camera's like trying to focus on these spots of
Yeah.
Gatorade. So it's like glitching out. It was just, we got a good
Oh, there's
shot
a
of
good
it.
shot.
Yeah,
Great.
there's a good
It
shot.
was
Not my
great.
shot,
But
but
you're
there's a
talking
good
about being
shot.
sticky. How do you think I felt? Like it was all on my shoes. All
That was what, the second time you got Gatorade dumped?
No,
that
they
year?
did water the first time.
It was just water the first
Yeah,
time.
water was the
Oh.
first time.
Well, that was after your first win.
Yeah,
that was
after
Barton at
Barton game.
home.
Yep.
That's a memorable thing.
That was memorable,
know.
but honestly, I think the Pembroke one that was
Oh,
the
that's
culmination
meant
of the
more.
season.
That 100%. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
that one meant a lot. Like, hey, getting the first win that was awesome, but in my mind, like our team last year was poised to make a playoff run.
Yeah.
I felt like we were, and if we had just a little bit more there in that West Florida game, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm challenging y'all. I want you to keep that taste.
Oh,
man. I'm
dude,
telling
I
you.
want it.
Keep that
We
bitter
want
taste,
it. I
man.
promise you, we want it.
Heck yeah.
Well, this has been great.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Uh,
Thanks.
we
Arber, for
appreciate you
joining us.
coming on,
No,
Arber.
seriously, this has been great.
Keep an eye out for mine and Arber's podcast coming soon.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What do you gonna call it?
Maybe a little promotion. What,
Little
what were
promotion.
you- what were
The
you
tailgate
saying?
talk.
Tailgate talk. Okay, I
Okay.
like tailgate talk.
That's gonna be fun.
Tailgate talk. Talk a
Be,
little bit about sports.
Be all sports. Be a little bit more focused on the college side of things. I'm not a student athlete, but I am a college student.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
focus a little bit on that. Focus a little bit on the fun of sports, tailgating.
Heck
Have a
yeah.
good time.
Having a little bit of insider edition on life inside of sports.
Yeah.
And then life outside of sports. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
So
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank
Hopefully
you
in
guys.
the next couple months. Thank you,
yeah,
Arber.
That'd be great.
Yep. Thanks,
So,
Arber. Appreciate
of
you.
course.